Third place, so it was a good race for me. It was against buddies and family member, Luke Bell and Chris Lieto, and obviously some other good pro athletes. So it was good to have a fun race and a decent result. I would have liked to have done a little bit better, but in the end, it's hard to damage your body when you're just trying to catch your older brother. So I kind of shut it down and came in smooth. But knowing there's a race 7 days later, you got to kind of conserve a little bit, right? Yeah, last year I had some issues. That I think I had 3 ambulance rides and 3 Ironmans last year, and this year focused on health and metabolic fitness and all that, and just focusing on half Ironmans, not doing anything too long. And this race generally is my first race of the year, and it'll actually be my 6th this year. So a lot healthier and more focused on the shorter distance, and seem to be having better success. Again, I did it after Honu, and it was when I had Giardi, and I didn't realize it had messed my system up. And this race pretty much took me to my knees, and I was in 3rd place with 2 miles to go. And I think I was 50 seconds out of 3rd place in the end and 10 seconds out of 5th, which is where the money went. And I mean, I took an aid at mile 13, and took everything I could. So I actually passed out across the finish line and was taken away. And that's probably the hardest half I've done and the worst I've ever felt after a race. So I think I'm an athlete that can do well at that distance because I'm a strong athlete. I'm not necessarily super fast, so I think Olympic distance stuff is a little bit harder for me. And Ironman, with the health issues, at about 7 hours, my body temp would go down, so I'd get hypothermia at every Ironman. That was kind of what was going on. So these races don't allow that to happen, and I think I can use my power as an advantage and race myself into fitness, and it's fun. Ironman for me at the moment isn't a lot of fun because it's kind of looking at watts and looking at heart rate and doing the best time I can do on the day, where this stuff I can race. If there's a guy around me and I know maybe he's better than me on a bike, I can fake him out and go as hard as I can for 10 miles and make him think, maybe Matt's better. And you can play mind games a little bit more, where Ironman, there's no faking it at the end of the day. So. It's pretty good. It's, to be honest, one of the lighter fields for this race since I've done it. I think this is my 4th year racing, maybe 5th year, and only because there isn't Chris Lieto or Terence of his own or Craig Alexander. You've got Ben Hoffman, Jesse Thomas, some great athletes that are here racing, but none of those huge names. So it's also a little bit less prize money than it's been before, so it's a little bit smaller field. But a lot of guys, I think there's a lot of guys looking for their first 70.3 win. So I think it'll be a good field for sure. Yeah, it's cold, but it's like the first year when we did this race, it was the same temp, and I did St. George Ironman last year where the water was the same temperature for a full 2.4 miles. So it's cold, but if you're prepared and you're smart about maybe not warming up. People still want to get a 20-minute warm-up in when it's 53 degrees. So you're not warming up. You're cooling yourself down. So being smart about it, and everybody has to deal with it. So do what you can to put yourself in the best position, and I think it'll be fine. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of the reason why I'm doing the half Ironman stuff as well, 70.3s, because it allows me to race, recover, and those recovery weekends I go, and it's not much recovery because Greg, hassles me the whole time, but do the commentary then, and it's fun. It's provided balance. And that was my focus this year, was to not worry so much about the results, not stress about it, and have more fun doing different things. And that's super fun for me. It's a great time, and to be able to do that, every other week or every few weeks is a treat. And as long as I'm smart about it and I don't work that full day and then go out and try to ride 2 hours because I'm missing a workout. It's like I realize that that's a stress too, and my coach Matt Dixon works my commentating into my schedule on how I prepare and come out of that, because you can do a lot of damage with a stress is a stress. So try to keep that as low stress as possible.